presents the Steve Allen Show with Peggy Lee. 45 minutes of informal fun and music. Now, here he is, the star of our show, Steve Allen!
Thank you very much, and good morning. The studio's not quite as full as it has been, but we have some very happy people here anyway. And the same reason that the studio is not overcrowded is the same reason I have no tie, because there was a lot of excitement in my apartment building this morning. About 7 o'clock, I was awakened by screaming in the next apartment. It was awful. There was a sound of furniture being thrown around and all sorts of people yelling. The police got there. There was a running gunfight up and down the fire escape. The fire department arrived. Well, the place was really in an uproar. That kid hated to go back to school. And what with all the excitement, I didn't get completely dressed, but we're very happy to have you all here anyway. We have some interesting acts and this and that and the other thing, and I think you might get a kick out of it. We had not completed our question and answer period when we came on the air. Were there any last-minute questions from the audience, or did you all have everything cleared up? Everybody happy? That's fine. I, as you may know and may not even care, am kind of nosy, and I've translated this curiosity into a kind of a running bit on the program. Whenever I see somebody walking by down the street carrying a green can and wearing a cap or something, I always wonder what he does and where he's going and what's in the can and what size his head is and everything else. So occasionally I try to get guests on the program here from interesting and sometimes unusual walks of life. And today backstage we have a manicurist. So I'm going to go back and receive what actually is my first manicure. Somebody took a crack at it here a few weeks ago, but I've never really had a manicure before. I've never talked to a manicurist. I've always been a little bashful. And I'm going to find out all about manicurists now. If you want to know all about them, stick around, and if not, what's on NBC? It's a wonderful show on at the same time in most parts of the country, and I can't remember the name of it. But go back now and see how we're doing in the barber shop. Hi.
Hi there, Steve.
What is your name?
Helen.
Helen? Helen what?
Helen Wallace.
Helen Wallace, all right. You're not in uniform, are you, Helen, or do you ever wear one?
We always wear uniform street dresses.
You wear uniforms, street dresses?
That's
You mean all the girls in the shop wear that particular dress?
That's right.
Oh, that's new. They don't wear the old white butcher's apron anymore.
Oh, heavens, no.
I see. Well, that's very pretty. Did you all get your dresses at the same shop?
Oh, no, I bought this one at Wilma's.
Wilma's, huh?
Wilma Gown.
And all the girls wear the identical thing? Huh?
Well, not all the same. We vary in uniform.
But it is nevertheless a uniform, even though nobody else
That's
has one
right.
like it. Well, that's
right.
a good way to look at it. Would you like my hand?
Well, I should say so.
I could send out for an extra. I mean, well, there it is. I forgot to... Whoops.
What?
You don't watch the program, do you? Oh, you're working at this time every day. We're off to a very fine start. How can I break this gently? I can't have my nails filed.
Oh, you're very nervous?
No. As a matter of fact, sometimes I almost fall asleep while walking down the street, but I don't know why it is, but I can't, in that particular connection, you're right, I am nervous. I can't have my nails filed. So what else you got?
Well, we'll have to start buffing them. Is that it?
Buffing them?
That's right.
All righty. Is this the buff?
That's right.
That's pretty. What's this material here?
That's chamois.
Really?
That's
Looks like a bleached hot dog to me. Very pretty. That's called the buff, huh?
That's the buff.
I think this would be a very interesting idea for a regular program. We could get near a microphone and you could get that instrument there and, no, come to think of it, it's already on. It's called the Mike and Buff Show, if I'm not mistaken. What is that pink dust you're...
Oh, that's a cream polish, which gives a high shine.
Well, it's very nice to have your cream polished, I always say. My nails were clean when I left the place this morning, but while we're playing the piano, I guess they've gotten lost. What's in here? Looks like matzo ball soup. Oh, that's shampoo. Looks just like chicken soup.
Yeah, there might be a few noodles in it. I don't know.
This is really shampoo?
That's shampoo.
I don't think it's the right size for my head. Besides, I had other plans. What do you do? Put my fingers in there?
Put your head right in there.
Where do you work, Helen?
At the Astor Hotel.
Uh-huh. How long have you been a manicurist?
Oh, about 9 years.
Uh-huh. How'd you happen to get into the field?
Oh, I took a beauty course and decided I wanted the manicuring and left the hairdressing out.
Mm-hmm. You manicure men's nails exclusively?
Only.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's better than exclusively, I think. What's the price?
$1.25.
Well, the left one doesn't need it, I don't think. I can bite these off myself, and that'll be fine. What does that break down to per finger?
Oh, that's, well, we charge 75 cents for one hand, $1.25 for two.
I see. Tell Wingy Manone to come in. I think I got to do it. All right, there it is. Or shall I let it soak?
Well, I think you better let it soak.
All right. Hey, earlier I found, I'm not going to have this done to me. Are you going to polish it, by the way? You going to put a little polish on there?
Oh, I'll put a little polish on it.
But somebody backstage found an ad for I don't know what brand of nail polish. And I don't suppose you, inasmuch as you manicure men's nails exclusively or only, ever come into contact with these colors, but there's some real wild ones. Sunny Side Up and Scarlet Poppy and Tortoise Shell, Chili Bean. And they have some real wild... Those are all real names. I'm making them up. And here's some more unusual shades here. Quick Frozen Ketchup. It's a lovely shade. Plasma. And there's one called Vermilion Laughs. And Boxer's Nose. There's a dandy. One called, how long do you ordinarily let this soak?
Oh, we're finished now.
Oh, are we?
Now we put the other hand in.
Oh, all righty. I haven't done this in a long time, but it's nice to keep my hand in, you know?
You mean you're too busy to get a manicure?
I guess I'm chicken, I don't know. That'd be an interesting thing, manicuring a chicken, wouldn't it? No, to tell you the truth, I do a little dance, which I'm going to do later, and that's why I wanted my nails to look nice.
You want them to look nice.
That sound like a stupid remark? It isn't. I'd happen to dance with my fingernails. That sounds like a more stupid remark. What'd you say? Oh, that's right. Al Span just pointed out something backstage. A dead body. No, Al Span just pointed out that if my nails soak too much, they'll get soft and I won't be able to do my dance. No, actually, I do a little... Whoop, there goes some spray. I do a dance with my fingernails, which I'll prove to you in a little while. But if I let these things soak too long... Oh, I know what I'll do. Play the daughter of Rosie O'Grady, I'll do a soft nail dance. Oh, here, back. That's great. I got another color here called Where's the Fire? Do you have that?
No, that's a new color.
Oh, all righty. Do the girls, the manicurists, I should say, do they work on weekly salary regardless of how many men get manicures, or do you get half of each thing, or how does this money work out? Are you organized and all that stuff?
We work on salary and commission and tip.
Oh, I see. Well, I have a nice tip for you. Anaconda is going up. That's real nice. What do you use to clean the nails? A little,
Oh, peroxide, shampoo again.
Uh-huh. That's wonderful. What is this jazz here, this little stuff?
That's oil.
Jazz. You just laugh. I know what I said. This oil? Any special kind of oil?
That's olive oil, imported.
I'd hate to have local olive oil on my hands. Sure this isn't chicken fat?
Could be, I don't know.
Mm-hmm. I know a chicken that got fat from eating olives. I suppose it's all figure. It's real fine. I have a very bad habit. My nails grow fast, and to tell you the truth, I am so busy that I'm overdue for a haircut right now, and sometimes my nails get so long that when I make a fist, I slash my wrist. Which isn't too amusing, but at least it rhymes. It's real good. What's in here? What's this little box of
Now
stuff?
that's powder polish. You put that on after you put the cream polish on.
Oh, I see. Have you done that already?
No, we have to go over these together.
Oh, we do. This is made in Miami, Florida.
That's right.
Do you girls have to buy your equipment at a special store, or?
We buy it from supply men.
Oh, I see. Everything's a business, isn't it? What is that little stick you're using now? What's that called?
That's an orange stick.
Oh, really?
It's an orange stick.
California?
Well, I don't know. This has no trade name.
Uh-huh. Could start a big thing, you know. Miami will send up a dozen sticks and saying Florida orange sticks are the best. Da-ba-doo, la-da-doo. What's in here?
That's your cream polish.
Oh, that's that pink stuff. Yeah, that's fine. Uh-huh. And this is what?
That's cuticle remover.
What if I want him to stick around? It has to go anyway, is that it?
That's right.
Uh-huh. This smells like skull remover, too. What is this made of, you know?
Oh, I don't know the ingredients in that.
Don't they have to have it on the label by... You? Oh, yes. Battery acid and Drano. That's fine. I think I'm kidding. It says, caution, do not place metal polish brush in this bottle. You sure that's not a hand remover? Hey, that's very pretty there.
Doesn't that look lovely?
It's very nice. Uh-huh. What do you do about hangnails?
Oh, we cut those with the nippers.
Have you ever thought of saving all the fingernails?
No, we never have. What could we use them for?
Oh, you would ask that. I don't know, but if I could get out a lot of stuff like that, I'd save it. You never know when somebody might come rushing in and say, hey, you got a jar of nails? In fact, I'll come in and do it just so you'll be sorry.
We will.
Now, to tell you the truth, once, I don't remember where I was or what was going on, but I got a jar, a little mason jar. I knew a fellow who was a member. And I cut my nails, and I put all the nails in the jar. And somebody threw them out. There's no end to that story, but it's a true story. H. Allen Smith had a bit like that, didn't he? Well, that's fine. Helen, the nails now, no, they're not too soft. They look fine. Just about 30 seconds now, I think I'll go into my dance. And the boys are all set. It's a little number, very tappy type number. It's called, what did we do it with? The Sheik of Araby, that's right. So as soon as you dry that one off, I'll borrow my fingernails for just a minute. And can we have camera number 1 move in, Frank? Okay, fellas, hit it up. That's fine. Just bring a camera right in on the hands. Keep vamping for about 4 days. That's the stuff. Here we go. And the camera. Right down on the hand, Sam. That's the boy. Talent? Oh, no, please. Thank you. I was afraid there if you applauded in the middle, I might get an offer from Horace Heidt or something, you know. But it was very sweet of you. Helen, what was your last name again?
Wallace.
Helen Wallace. Well, you were very nice, and after the show, we'll finish this up. It was a very nice job. It was wonderful to meet you, and thanks for all the information. Helen Wallace, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back in about 64 seconds. Don't go away. I'll see you.
Hello, everybody. This is Mama, inviting you every week to the Hanson's house in Steiner Street. Papa and Nels and Catherine and Dagmar and I will be there to meet you. Will you come and see us? It's good.
Enjoy CBS Television's Mama every Friday night at most of these stations. And for new heights of laughter, watch The Alan Young Show on the CBS Television Network.
Thank you so much. Want to tell you just for a second or two now about songs for sale for the coming week. Once again, on our panel, we'll have the the two heavyweight challengers, Barry Gray and Maury Amsterdam. And who's our third panelist, Al? Do you know yet?
Yeah.
You know, but it's not here? As soon as you think of it, you're fired. And also, I got real great news about the singers, too. For the fella, we have that the new sensation or one of those phrases, but he's a real great singer. He has a big record out now, Decca recording of Charmaine. He made it with Gordon Jenkins. I'm talking about Bob Carroll. And also, for the girl, we have Ella Fitzgerald. And what more do you say when you say Ella Fitzgerald than fall right down? I've discovered that a lot of the folks like me to tell them about this during the week so they'll know whether it's worth it or not on Saturday night to tune in. So that all sounds pretty good to me. I'll be there at 10 o'clock on Saturday night on CBS TV, and I hope you will too. This is January 2nd, is it? Uh-huh. And I had a big problem this year because ordinarily, just talking about New Year's resolutions, ordinarily if I make a New Year's resolution, I go hog wild and I make about 47 of them, and not only do I not keep them, but after 4 days I can't even remember them. So this year I kind of have a new approach. I got 3 New Year's resolutions. I've written them down. And I figure if I keep the number down to 3, I'll have no problems because I'll concentrate on those 3, and what could be simpler? And then I'll keep them, you see. It's much better than making a million and forgetting them within a week. The first one that I made is as a result of several letters. People have pointed out that a year ago when I started this program, I was rather lean. And they say I'm beginning to put on a little weight. And they're right. I put on about 10 pounds the last year. And it's not a problem yet, but I got to begin watching it. You know what I mean? I have to watch it. I've sworn off sweets. I'm not going to eat any more candy or ice cream or any of that stuff because you only...
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Bern. Candy, huh?
Yeah, delicious Barton's candy. Want some?
No, thanks. Not for me, brother. I've sworn off. You know how fattening that stuff is? You got to watch it there, Dad. That's very fattening. All those calories and nuts and sugars and creams.
Nuts?
Yeah, a lot of that has nuts in it. It's all, see, the walnuts right there?
No, it's great.
It's loaded with stuff.
Yeah, really wonderful.
Very
hey,
fattening.
Look at this one. This has chocolate crinkles on it.
Yeah.
Mm.
And your nose crinkles, too, you know.
Man. Really, see, this is just loaded with calories.
I know it is, and that's what I'm warning you about. You got to get rid of that stuff. That's, is that the kind with the cherries in it there?
Yeah, I think it is, yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Well, it's very fattening. Anyway,
Hey, Steve.
is that has real cherries, huh?
Real cherries, yeah. Hey, Steve, what about these New Year's resolutions? Well...
New Year's resolution?
Yeah, New Year's resolution.
Well, I was just telling the folks, I got 2 New Year's resolutions, and I figure if I only have 2, I can keep them, you know what I mean? Otherwise, it's a big problem. But I've narrowed it down now, and I got these 2 resolutions, and I got no problems because anybody can keep 2 resolutions. Couldn't you?
I could, surely.
And I can, too. Now, the second one, I'll tell you what it is. I promise not to lose my temper on the air anymore because it's not good show business. And it's not nice no matter how you look at it. And the one guy that suffered all year is the poor fellow over here, Dan Melnick. In case you don't know it, Dan, that's Dan over there. Dan is the fellow who holds the cards. Occasionally a comic comes out. You can't ad-lib all night. You got to come up with a couple of big jokes. Like the first joke I told you today, the one about the boy going back to school, that was on a card. I was reading that to you, you see. And Dan is the fella, and I've been very mean to him. I want you to meet him. Dan, come out here on the stage, will you? This is Dan Melnick. This is the fella to whom I owe an awful lot, and I'm not going to lose my temper anymore. I'm not going to say anything nasty. Huh, Dan? Thanks, Dan. It's wonderful. Nice to have you on the show. So I figure that I can very easily keep up, Dan, just a little bit up. I figure it's the simplest thing in the world. I mean, people are nice if you give them a chance. Move over, Dan, over. That's fine. Because it's not... What are you shaking for? Oh, the stupidity. All right. And I figure that Dan... Oh, well... Give me the card. Get your... Wow. Some people. Well, Bern, I got 1 New Year's resolution. And,
What's that?
well, it's kind of a personal thing. I can't tell you exactly, but I've sworn off.
Sworn off what?
Well, it's a little hard to explain.
Hi, fellas.
Hi, Peggy.
Hello, Stevie.
I don't know. Oh, that was silly. Right now, the little lady who just walked by, who is, of course, Peggy Lee, is sitting on a wet rock. No, really, it's a very, very misty and moist set we have here. We have a kind of a moor laid out, and if I could do a Scotch dialect, I might be able to say something intelligent. But here is Peg to sing, and really, it's a very beautiful thing, Danny Boy. Oh, me. Thank you very much. I had to sneak in this filler over here because I had to use Peggy's microphone. This is a microphone, huh? Anybody lose an aerosol bomb? Look sharp. A flat. What the heck am I doing with this? Ska-ba-ba-doo. There was something. Oh, yeah, here's a story I read the other day. In Groton, Connecticut, Michael D. Petrovsky, who was working on camera one at the time, Michael D. Petrovsky, expecting a $23 tax refund, received a government check for $665,565. Isn't that amazing? Not only that, but they sent him a year's supply of mink coats, and makes it even embarrassing. Probably just sent him back his refund from the previous year. Well, so much for the news. I used to have an aunt. She was an Aunt Mag. A lot of people seem to have Aunt Mags. And she could pick up a newspaper, and just because she had a sense of touch or something, she could tell if there were about 3 pages less than usual. And she'd read all sorts of sensational stories. And if she still had a feeling of unfulfillment, when she'd put it down, she'd look at the paper and she'd say, "Doesn't seem to be much in the paper tonight." Maybe it's a kind of a universal habit. I have to get back up here for a second or two now and kick the piano around. In fact, the only reason I sat down and read that crummy thing is because they had to move the piano. If you don't mind a little honesty. Thank you very much. La-da-da-dee, la-dum-bum-bum, skidum-ba-dum. Let's continue the nice dreamy mood, shall we? That was, I'm sure you all have heard of Fine and Dandy. I love that way of setting up a joke. You've heard of Fine and Dandy? Well, I was reading it. It just happens I have no joke, but it would be a wonderful bit of timing if I had. Besides, there was no melody there anyway, and there were about 12 chords that would really shock the composer. Incidentally, speaking of, well, I don't even think I was down to the Embers last night. And if any of you folks are vacationing and coming to New York soon and you want to hear some real good music, that is the place. I was there last night, and they have Barbara Carroll and her trio. You regulars will recall Barbara from her appearance on the show here a few weeks ago. And they also have Joe Bushkin and his group. One of his group is Ed Shaughnessy, our own drummer. And that's him now, leading off the theme song. And who else is there? Red Norvo. Yeah, the Red Norvo trio. So, you know, you get a good meal. It's a wonderful thing, the Embers. Drop in there some night. We'll be right back. Don't go away. I'll see you.
Every week, CBS Television brings you a full hour of talent-studded viewing on the Playhouse of Stars. You see stars like Helen Hayes, June Lockhart, and others in thrilling theatrical productions. You see dramas fully worthy of these outstanding performers in the Playhouse of Stars every week. And remember, another dramatic program on CBS Television, whose very name has come to mean top-drawer theatrical production, is Studio One. Every Monday night on most of these stations, Studio One suits the actor to the role to your taste. A drama that stimulates the imagination. Enjoy the Playhouse of Stars in Studio One every week on CBS Television. And make a note, let the web spin its tales for you every week on the CBS Television Network.